Three, two, one, and we are recording.
Yay, we're back.
Welcome to episode 2 of the RMoore Wow, I wrote down this little segment I wanted to say beforehand, and I completely messed it up. Let me try that again. Welcome to episode 2 of our more podcast. Well, hopefully all 5 of you will enjoy listening to this.
Hey man, I'm pretty sure the last one had like 12 or something.
19 views.
19. Wow.
19.
Wow. I know at least one of them was me, but
I know one of them was my grandmother, so that makes me feel a little bit more special.
you always want that grandmotherly love.
Yeah. But no, let me put this into perspective. A video where you and I rambled on, and I mean rambled, for two
Oh yeah.
and a half hours, got more views than a Star Wars video I put out that got 5 views, an Infinity War review which got 11 views, a Cloverfield Paradox review that got 5 views. It's like, wow, people wanted to hear us just ramble about nonsensical topics.
It's gotta be because of that nice thumbnail. The
Oh
very
yeah,
professional looking podcast logo.
I
Looks
want
good. Very
I want to
nice.
give a big shout out to our friend the Ragu Lord, aka Alex Gilbert, for making that for us. Uh,
Yes.
I I had this like really bad idea in my mind, like, oh, it's gonna be like a black screen. It's gonna be this little circle logo in the middle, and I asked Alex, what do you think you can do for a graphic? Because he's been actually making my Facebook graphics for my other page for like 3 or 4 years now. And he said, "Oh, I got you. Hold up." So I think maybe 30 minutes later, he sent that to me, and it's like, wow, that is kick ass.
Yeah. It looks great. I mean, anyone listening to this is presumably looking at it right now. So
Yeah,
there you go.
I do try to change it up. Like in the last video, I wanted to put in some images just so that you have some other visual cues, at least for a little bit, so it's not the same stale thing consistently.
Oh yeah, I did notice that because when I was listening to it, I had it like minimized. But
Yeah.
then when I randomly opened it one time, I happened to see a picture of one of the movies, so I was like, oh, that was a nice little touch.
Yeah.
I quite like that.
So that I know we're recording this on August 2nd. This won't be going out closer to the end of the month. That's just because I don't have Adobe with me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna get home, edit all of this together, post it on YouTube, and then we have that other big video which we'll talk about at the end of this one coming out, which I am incredibly hyped for. It's gonna be so.
So by the time people are listening to this, they probably maybe will have seen some of the movies we're going to talk about. So they will know how right or wrong we were about some of our choices.
So on today's video, we are talking about the fall 2018 movie season. Today's topic, Van and I are talking about the movies that we're either looking forward to the most or at least curious about the most for the rest of 2018. I was primarily looking for from the September era to the December era and anywhere in between that. So the first movie I'm gonna bring up on October 5th is a movie that I'm not necessarily excited for, but I want to be good, and that's Venom.
Venom is the third one on my list, so we can talk about it.
Okay. So, backstory for me, Venom is my all-time favorite Spider-Man villain. Growing up as a kid and watching the animated TV show and any other incarnation, whether it's Spectacular Spider-Man or that really weird like Spider-Man 2000 and I can't remember the exact title of it, but every incarnation of Venom was my favorite aspect to any Spider-Man show. And I remember I watched Spider-Man 3 and I'm so vastly disappointed in the way they handled the character. I think that they did Venom in the worst manner you could possibly do. I'm telling you, Topher Grace as Eddie Brock was like the worst decision because all I could see is nerdy Eric Coutman. Wait, am I talking about South Park when I say that? Eric Coutman?
I don't know.
Eric
You
Foreman
totally lost
from
me.
that '70s show.
Oh, okay.
And I like that they have, Tom Hardy, who is one of the better actors working today in the title role, but the trailers have not worked for me at all. I think this movie looks kind
Yeah.
of really bad. Your thoughts, man?
Yeah. So this one and The Meg were the two movies on my list that I put not necessarily because I think they're going to be great. That's not why I'm excited. I'm more in the case of The Meg, I was excited to see it be like bad, hopefully. But for Venom, I'm sort of just genuinely curious because, like you said, Tom Hardy's attached to this movie, and usually Tom Hardy doesn't sign up for movies that he knows are going to be bad.
Yep.
Maybe his agent talked him into this one to get a quick cash grab. I don't know. But usually Tom Hardy being attached to any movie is a great sign. Um, as far as the trailer goes, I think I watched it like the first trailer maybe once and wasn't very impressed, and then I've sort of been avoiding trailers.
The most recent one that dropped the other day, Van, it's garbage.
Oh, really?
Venom says, and I'm not even kidding you, he says the word turd. O-D. He says something like, "You'll be gone, like a turd in the wind." And then another line he says, and I guess this is in the comic books.
Okay.
I don't care
I
about
was
the
I was
comic
wondering.
books. He says like
Well,
he says something like, "Oh, pancreas, um, other organs and snacks I want to eat," and oh my god, yeah, that trailer
doesn't work.
garbage. I hated the new trailer for Venom, and it really made me worried about the quality because I want this movie to work because again, Venom is my favorite Spider-Man villain and one of my favorite comic book characters in general. I love the premise of Venom, and I want Sony to succeed because Spider-Man's not in this movie. So I'm curious what they can do with Venom without Spider-Man.
Mm. Well, how surprised would you be if Tom Holland showed up? Although I guess he's technically like leaves or dust right now. So, but
I think that there's maybe like a 5% chance
yeah,
goes up in Venom. I think they really want to establish that they can do these type of films without Spider-Man because Sony back when the Amazing Spider-Man 2 came out said that we want to do a Sinister Six film, we want to do a Black Cat film, we want to do an Aunt May standalone film,
oh god,
and it's
romantic
like
comedy. Aunt May meets Peter's dad.
more like, Marissa Tomei shacks up with Tony Stark in one weird long sex tape of a
Uh,
of a movie with Downey Jr. But
I want to see the 2 hour long Aunt May Iron Man porno.
no. But going back to Venom, like what I will say is that I think the visual aesthetic of Venom, he looks great. I love his design. I love how he's actually big and menacing, and I love the voice. Not Tom Hardy's voice, like his American accent, but I love the voice they're doing for Venom. I think the special effects, while iffy, work as far as the way he transforms into the character, and I think the movie is either gonna be fun or garbage. I don't think it's gonna be in between. I think the
Interesting.
movie's either gonna hit the mark where it needs to be, or it's gonna miss the mark and completely fall flat on its head.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I could see it being like okay, but I can also see it being like terrible. And if I had to guess right now, I would say it's going to be somewhere between being okay and being terrible. If I had to guess,
Like, at least if it's bad, I hope it's guilty pleasure bad.
yeah, well, yeah, that's what you always hope from a bad movie.
Because what was it? DC has its standalone Joker movie coming out with Joaquin Phoenix,
Yeah,
and I think I have a lot more faith in that Joker movie just because of the director involved, and Joaquin Phoenix is amazing, and the gas
Yes.
other cast members like maybe Robert
Robert De Niro.
be in it,
Mm.
and that's a movie I'm incredibly excited for. But with Venom, it could work and it could not work, but we'll definitely see how that goes.
Yeah, I think you mentioned like the actual design of Venom. I think he looks, pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very true to the comic book because I remember seeing the Spider-Man 3 Venom and thinking he's way too thin.
He just looks like a like dude.
He looked like a dude with like a crocodile face,
Yeah,
and I'm like,
yeah. Which Venom in the comics is like he's like an animal.
he's huge, and they,
Yeah.
they really got the presence and the physicality of at least the alien part really good. But it's just everything else. I'm like, please just do not suck.
Mhm.
But that is my first film is Venom on August 5th.
Yeah. So it turns out I had some of my dates wrong. So Venom actually was my second movie.
Okay.
So since now we've technically already done my second, maybe you should just move on to your second, so we sort of stay in line.
Okay. So the second film I want to talk about actually comes out on the same day as Venom. That's A Star Was Born.
I did not quite put that on my list. It
hmm
almost made it, but
So A Star Was Born opens up on October 5th and is directed and stars Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga, and is the fourth or third time it's been remade since the original like 1931 film. I think is when the original date was. So I actually just saw this trailer a couple days ago. I was like going through watching the various trailers I felt like I needed to watch in order for me to feel like okay, how can I place this trailer or how do I really feel about this movie? Because I've heard about this movie consistently since people thought it's like an Oscar contender, and obviously I'm curious because it's Bradley Cooper's first time directing, and I think Bradley Cooper is a really incredibly talented actor. Like, I firmly believe that if Daniel Day Lewis hadn't come out in 2012, Bradley Cooper, at least he would have been my personal choice to win the Oscar for Silver Linings Playbook. And again,
Mhm.
it's amazing and American Hustle. I'm not gonna get into American Sniper because I don't want to rant about American Sniper. But he hasn't had a great movie in a long time, and I think that this could be it. I am I can't wait for this. The trailer blew me away. Just to kick it off, I love the look of this movie. I think that this could easily be one of the best movies of 2018.
Yeah, I agree. I saw the trailer and I mean, it looked good. I wasn't like super grabbed by it, I guess. Um, yeah, I sort of had a feeling that you would have it on your list because I know you're a big Bradley Cooper fan. Um, Something else interesting about this movie are is Lady Gaga like using her real name or is she going as Lady
She
Gaga?
is. Nope, she's using her real name.
I think that's good because I remember like watching the trailer. I'm pretty sure I didn't even know it was Lady Gaga until like later,
hmm
which is a good thing if you ask me. Because I think it's better for her to like try to like take herself seriously as an actress and like use her actual name rather than being like, "Hey guys, I'm Lady Gaga. Check out my new movie." Like, you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
and another big aspect to why I'm excited for this movie is because you said it didn't quite grab you. The trailer hooked me. By the end of the trailer, I was so emotionally like there, just from watching the freaking trailer. Like, I think that this movie, what's gonna do really good is show how competent of a director Bradley Cooper can be. I obviously think he is a force on screen, and I really hope that this can launch him as a director because I would love to see Bradley Cooper become like a mainstream director in the sense of like a Ben Affleck or a John
Mhm.
Krasinski as far as like actor turned director. as far as like some of the more modern ones. And
Yeah.
I think that you're right. Lady Gaga really using her real name, really wanting to establish herself as an actress helps. And another aspect why I'm excited is the music. I think both Gaga and Cooper are actually singing live without any help or anything. And for me, Lady Gaga is one of the most talented singers today. Like bar none, I think she has an incredible voice, and I'm excited to see how they're going to use her. And I'm really curious how the dynamic between Cooper and Lady Gaga is going to be in this film.
Yeah, to touch on some of the things you said, I agree. I could totally see this being like a breakout for Bradley Cooper, sort of like Argo was for Ben Affleck. I know that wasn't his first, or that wasn't his directorial debut, but in terms of like um, uh, breaking into the award circuit, I could see this movie paying off big for Bradley Cooper. And yeah, as far as the music goes, I think that Lady Gaga and not just her, but like her whole writing team is like working on this movie. I think I heard putting together original music,
Mhm.
and I agree. Lady Gaga, like I think she's most known for like her pop stuff, but she can do like anything. Like I think she
Um,
sang.
did you see her performance with Metallica at the Grammys?
No, but I can imagine it was probably great.
Dude, she can sing metal. She can
I'm
move
not
around in
surprised.
a. I want to see Lady Gaga do a open with a metal band. I want to see because of that. The performance itself wasn't good because James Hetfield had microphone issues. Lady Gaga killed it, but yeah, no, and I guess one of the major pulls for me for a Star Wars one is that I'm emotionally I'm there. I feel Cooper struggles, and I really feel like the relationship between him and Gaga is gonna be so authentic, and it's gonna feel so real in the moment. I don't know, man. Just I cannot wait. I cannot wait for October 5th. I'm sorry, Venom. A Star Wars Born is my first priority over you.
Yes, and rightly so. Unless somehow Venom gets like rave reviews and uh, Star is Born looks like bad, which I highly, highly doubt.
Yeah, I mean it was originally gonna open in May, but they pushed it because they thought it had serious awards
Mm,
contention. So that's only a good sign.
yeah,
If you had to predict, what Oscar nominations do you think it could get if it's great?
if it's great, well, picture for sure. Um, I mean, just going down the line. I mean, if it's great, it could get actor, actress, director. I kind of doubt it would get writing, but maybe.
I was
Uh,
thinking like probably original song is in the bag.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and yeah. I mean, if we're going like below the line, original song, original score.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, if it's like a musical type of movie, then maybe it could pull in some sound or maybe editing. But
Yeah. But yeah, as a Star Was Born, that's my second film. Please, October 5th cannot come any sooner for that.
yes. All right. So should we move on?
Yep.
So I also have two films that are coming out the same day. So I'll do the one I'm a little less excited for first. So Beautiful Boy comes out on October 12th. I don't know if you know anything about this movie.
Beautiful Boy is the fourth film I was gonna do.
Awesome. Wait, so did I skip your third one then?
Yep.
Does your third one come out the same day?
Yep.
All right. So I think I know what your next movie is going to be. But
Yep.
anyways, so Beautiful Boy is a movie I actually don't know a lot about. I watched the trailer and it looked good, but basically the whole reason that I'm uh, putting it on this list is because I'm fascinated by the actor combination of Steve Carell and Timothy Chalamet. Um, they both look really strong in the trailer. I obviously love Steve Carell. He can do no wrong. Um, After The Office, he's been breaking into a lot of dramatic roles, and he's basically always great. And then Timothy Chalamet is up and coming. I don't know if you saw Call Me by Your Name.
I did not. I've not seen Call Me by Your Name.
All right. Well, he was great in that. So yeah, it's hard for me to say too much about this movie because I'm deliberately trying to not learn too much about it. Um, but I'm excited about it. So
All right, so I have not seen Call Me by Your Name, but Haley did make me watch a Timothy Chalamet movie from 2016 called Miss Stevens. I don't know if
interesting.
you've seen that one.
I
The
have
the,
not seen it.
the movie didn't even make $5,000 at the box office.
Wow.
Like it was like the most small independent release you can think of. So he's good in it. Again, I haven't the only thing I've seen from Call Me by Your Name is the end credits, where he's by the fireplace.
Yeah.
And for me, that I thought he was incredible. I'm sure the scene would be more impactful if I saw the rest of the movie. But I cannot wait for Beautiful Boy. I think that Steve Carell, have you seen Catcher?
Yes. Yeah. He's so good in Foxcatcher.
Carell, like, no, we all know Steve Carell from The Office. I actually just rewatched The 40-Year-Old Virgin again.
I actually haven't seen that. That's
Oh,
one of those
dude,
movies
it
that
is so it's so funny. The 40-Year-Old Virgin is so freaking funny. And Steve Carell, we all know him as the funny guy, but watching a film like Foxcatcher and you really realize this dude has so much potential to be a great dramatic actor. And I think that this is going to be the year for Steve Carell. I watched this trailer and I thought to myself, Timothy Chalamet and Steve Carell are both going to be Oscar nominated, possibly winners. I think the trailer portrayed such a great father son relationship that is going to get you emotionally involved and probably is going to take you on an emotional journey that you probably don't want to be on, but at the same time, it's going to feel so satisfying when you get to the end of that story. And again, I want people to recognize Steve Carell more because, whether we have like Jim Carrey, who's known as the funny guy, or like Steve Carell, so we know they can do comedy, but they are so good, or even Adam Sandler. They're so good at dramatic work, and they can pull off any sort of dramatic role that you can throw at them. And I think that this is gonna be Steve Carell's true breakthrough as far as being okay. This guy is a solidified dramatic actor who can give an Academy Award level performance. That I want this to be like him and Foxcatcher was not a mistake. It wasn't a one-time thing. I want people to realize Steve Carell can do no wrong in comedy and dramatic work.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I actually just checked Foxcatcher was actually his only ever Oscar nomination, which it feels like he's the type of actor that should have been nominated more, but it also makes sense considering he's more of a comedic guy, at least until recently. But yeah, I really hope that this movie is a chance for, like you said, everyone to see how great Steve Carell really is. And also, I think a lot of people are yet to be introduced to Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah.
If you're one of the people who didn't get a chance to see Call Me by Your Name, um, I mean, he was also in Lady Bird, and a
I
couple other.
always forget he's in Ladybird. I always forget that he was in Ladybird.
You know what else he's in?
Huh.
Interstellar.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, that's right. He is in Interstellar.
He's like the sun. Yeah,
Um, Now just going back to Beautiful Boy for a moment. Have you seen the trailer?
yeah. I watched it like once when it came out.
I feel like this scene when Chalamet and Carell are sitting at the table talking. I feel like that's gonna be the big Oscar moments. because I think that perfectly sets the stage for the type of film that you're going to be watching. And if I had to predict right now, I think Beautiful Boy is going to get Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor. I don't know which one. I don't know who will fall in which, but I can see
I
this
think,
being a Best Screenplay film.
yeah,
Those would be my three predictions at the moment. Is like for the acting and the writing, because I feel like that's going to be the era where this film really excels at the most. And going back to Steve Carell with a Foxcatcher, he deserved the nomination. I think he was nominated in the wrong category though.
yeah, he sort of stole Jake Gyllenhaal's Nightcrawler nomination.
No, he didn't. So Steve Carell should have been nominated for Best Supporting Actor alongside Mark Ruffalo. Bradley
Right.
Cooper is the one who stole that nomination from Jake Gyllenhaal. I can
Yeah.
think of three performances that year that were better than Bradley Cooper in American Sniper. One of them being Jake Gyllenhaal from Nightcrawler, who should have been nominated. The second one is Channing Tatum from Foxcatcher, should have been nominated over Bradley Cooper in American Sniper.
Oh, you meant Mark Ruffalo should have been nominated for Foxcatcher?
No, no, no. Mark Ruffalo was nominated for Best Supporting Actor. Steve
Was that the Spotlight
Carell
year?
nominated in the Supporting Actor category. Carell was not the lead of that movie. Carell,
Was that this? Wait, was this 2015?
yes, the 2000.
Oh, so that. Oh, so that was the Spotlight year. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
No, it was the year before.
Oh,
That was the
what's
Birdman year.
so?
What I'm saying, Steve Carell
Okay.
was
Yeah,
nominated in the Best Lead Actor.
right.
He was not the lead actor in that movie. He was.
No. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What are you playing?
What? I'm not playing anything. That might just be my laptop fan.
Oh, okay. I was just about to say I don't want to get copyright or anything. That'd be kind of scary.
Oh no.
Oh, copyright. Oh no, copyright. Oh no.
Can't prevent all those people from watching this video just so that they could hear the illegal music. That's
Yeah.
a no-no.
But yeah, that's Beautiful Boy.
Yeah. So wait, so that was my three, and that's
Yeah.
your four, and your three, which is also my four, is First Man, right?
Yeah. I'll let you start off with First Man because I can
Uh,
tell you're more excited for this than I am.
well, I'm excited, but I'm also scared of this.
Hmm.
So, First Man is the third major movie by Damien Chazelle, who did Whiplash 4 years ago and La La Land 2 years ago, which are both films that I absolutely love. So, First Man is he's teaming up with Ryan Gosling once again to portray Neil Armstrong and his flight to the moon. So, I'm excited for this movie because until now, Damien Chazelle has done no wrong. He has made two masterpieces, in my opinion. Um, and there's no reason to think that this movie should be anything different. But on the other hand, his other two movies were very related to music, and I think that's part of why they succeeded. Because I know he was himself a musician, and I think he was really able to tap into like music into his movies in a way that really elevated them. And I think that's what sort of brought Whiplash and especially La La Land to that next level, was how well he was able to incorporate music into the movies. So I guess I'm a little curious and maybe a little scared how he's going to handle just a straight up drama. Um,
But
yeah, like, you
Whiplash,
know what I mean?
I mean, Whiplash is that's
It is a drama. Yeah. So when you think of Whiplash, like when you watch Whiplash and it has,
stop. You there, Van?
yeah,
My computer just like spazzed on me right there.
heard some beeping.
Yep.
Are we good?
Yep, we should be good now.
All right. So yeah, basically my thought was just that I'm excited to see Damon Chazelle do a third movie where his last two were so great, but on the other hand, I'm a little concerned seeing as this is going to be such a different type of movie as his last two. So I'm curious whether he can bring his amazing direction to a more standard type of movie. And Ryan Gosling is amazing.
So I'm also a big fan of Damien Chazelle. Whiplash was my third favorite movie of 2014. I love Whiplash. I love Whiplash. I think that is a fantastic film. Um, La La Land is a movie that hasn't aged as well for me over time. I
Mhm.
think it's quite good. I actually just re-edited my 2016 best of the year. I placed La La Land number 6 as far as my
Right.
favorite movies of that year. It's still very strong, and I'm obviously excited for First Man just because it's Damien Chazelle with Ryan Gosling again. He directed Gosling to an Oscar nomination in La La Land. I did not really like the trailer, and that's the reason. If
Yeah.
I had to say First Man or Beautiful Boy, let's say both opened on the same day, and I had to choose, I'm going with Beautiful Boy. The trailer seemed like it was trying to be this really hardcore thriller, and it wasn't giving me the more dramatic heft that I really wanted to see from the film.
Mhm. Yeah, I felt sort of similarly about the trailer. What's really interesting is this movie is based on like real events. Like
Yeah.
everyone knows how it ends, essentially.
Yep.
I know like Damien Chazelle, at least in his last two movies, has always built and built and has this like fantastic ending. And I wonder
Yes.
like how is this movie gonna end? I mean, is it gonna end with Ryan Gosling, having his famous moon speech? Because if that's the case, then that, on the other hand, understanding that everyone already knows what happened. So you have to basically you have to have some suspense in the movie at some point, and I'm just sort of struggling to see how he's going to make that happen.
Yeah. When it comes to these type of biopics where you know the ending, like what's a film? Whether it's like the King's Speech, we all know how that's gonna end.
Or how about Apollo 13, which
Yeah,
is
Apollo
similar?
13.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is gonna be the type of film where I wanted to explore his personal life, and they obviously will. I hope that's more the focus. I want to know Neil Armstrong as a person, and not necessarily the celebrity image he's gotten from what he did with the moon. Like, I want there to be a perfect balance of his life at home. How is that mission affecting him with his family, his wife, and how his wife is kind of helping him out with the moon landing stuff with that section of the film. And I think if they can balance both of those well on like a 50-50%, that's gonna be the best movie we can get. If it's like, I feel like if it's a 51-49 on either topic, it won't work as well. And the trailer was kind of like this edge of your seat. This is Mission Impossible, but in real life, and that's not what I wanted to see for a first. Maybe the second trailer comes out and it shows more of the film that I want to see. But like I said, if you said okay, you can either watch First Man or Beautiful Boy, you have to choose either or on one day. I'm going Beautiful Boy just because the trailer won me over a lot more than the First Man one did.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. Um, and yeah, the First Man trailer did seem to delve quite a bit into the family stuff. Um, with his wife, who is being played by Claire Foy, who plays Queen Elizabeth on The Crown.
Okay.
Which I don't know if you've seen any of that. But,
That's not my cup of tea.
all right, yeah. Well, she's pretty good in it, so I have high hopes for her uh, to bring her A game to this movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll just have to see. I have a feeling that maybe the climax of the movie will be him walking on the moon, but hopefully Damien Chazelle will have constructed the movie in such a way that even though we know what happens, it still feels like a payoff.
Yeah.
Because in like Apollo 13, obviously that was also historic. Like you know what happened, but the movie's not boring at the same time. So,
I got 40 minutes into Apollo 13 and I stopped watching actually.
oh really?
I was actually uh not sounds like contradictory. I was kind of bored doing Apollo 13.
Oh, that's awkward. Well, there you go.
So let's.
I'm gonna enjoy First Man, and Robbie's gonna be bored. You heard it. You heard it here first.
The first movie I ever walk out of the movie theater is Damien Chazelle.
Yes.
So if this movie is great, it's the best it possibly can be. What's it gonna get for Oscar nominations?
Um.
Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, and I feel like the screenplay and
Maybe.
sound categories.
Yeah. Sound. Maybe like visuals, but I
Yeah.
doubt it because there's been a lot of like superhero stuff this year.
Yeah.
Um, maybe supporting actress for Claire Foy. I actually don't know who's writing this movie.
Or maybe like costumes or production design.
Yeah, I could see production design for sure.
Yeah. All right.
Um,
So that was my three, and that was your.
oh, okay. The writer wrote Spotlight. So, right, anyway.
Oh, okay.
So that makes me a little hopeful. Because Spotlight was also a movie. Yeah, like just for a minute, I'm gonna go back. Like Spotlight is another perfect example of something that happened in real life, but that you still feel like the suspense like while watching. So,
Spotlight was so damn good.
oh yeah.
Spotlight
So yeah,
was so damn good.
so that gives me a lot of confidence for this movie. All right, so wait, let me think. So wait, how many of your movies have we gone through now?
Four.
Okay, me too. So then I'll go ahead and do my five.
Okay.
So my five is a Steve McQueen movie called Widows.
I did not put this on my list because I knew you were gonna mention Widows.
Okay. Um, so Widows is another movie that I've sort of been trying to avoid. I watched the trailer, and the premise, as far as I know, is based on the trailer. It seems like there's a bunch of men that do some crime and maybe get killed or captured or something, and then their widows are left to sort of finish the job. Um, but yeah, the trailer looked really great. Um, there's a lot of great actors in this movie, which maybe I can pull up the list.
I know Liam Neeson's in it.
I mean, like off the top of my head, as far as like the males go, there's Liam Neeson, Colin Farrell, who I love, John Bernthal, and then for the girls, there's Viola Davis. Who's that actress? Let me just look this up. Oh, Michelle Rodriguez.
Okay.
And that's maybe it for like big names, but yeah, and then Steve McQueen, the director of 12 Years a Slave, which this movie it seems could not be like more different than 12 Years a Slave in terms of tone, at least based on the
Haley's
trailer.
Haley's favorite Steve McQueen movie is actually Shame.
I have not seen it.
I have not either. She says that Michael Fassbender. She says the Crown he wasn't nominated for an Oscar that year.
Oh yeah, I've heard that about Shame, that it's um, like a breakout for Michael Fassbender that was unrecognized.
Yeah. Um, so again, this is one of the trailers I watched when I was doing my binge, and I think Widows looks good. I'm not terribly excited about it. Like, I understand Steve McQueen. It's his follow-up to 12 Years a Slave, which is a very good movie. Um, and I think that it could be a really cool, intense kind of heist espionage with women. I think that premise it could work really well, but I don't know if it's gonna be like necessarily an awards contender type film, just because those type of films aren't recognized most of the time. But it could be good. It could be okay. I don't know. It's hard for me to talk about this film just because I'm not necessarily into it as much as you probably are.
Yeah. Also, really quick, Daniel Kaluuya is in this movie also,
Okay, yeah.
and also Robert Duvall. Um, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, I feel like there's a chance the Academy might be able to recognize this movie. Steve McQueen isn't one of those directors um, Steven Spielberg, who pumps out like 2 or 3 movies a year, like whether or not they're good or bad. Like when Steve McQueen makes a movie, like like his all is like in it. Like you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Sort of like with Martin Scorsese.
Yeah,
Like if they're gonna put the time into a project, like it's not gonna be like a Ready Player One.
I would
Like it's
say
gonna.
Denis Villeneuve and Chris Nolan
Yep.
are up there as far as taking
Yep.
the time.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Exactly. But I mean, Steve McQueen's last movie, at least that I know of, was 12 Years a Slave, which was
Yeah.
2013. That was 5 years ago. So, um, I mean, assuming he's been like developing this for 5 years, then I guess that's just another reason to have high hopes for it. And obviously, the Academy is a fan of Steve McQueen because he won for 12 Years a Slave. So
Yeah.
I think they'll at least consider this movie.
That opens up on November 16th.
Yep.
So
Looking forward to it.
I will definitely see Widows over Fantastic Beasts 2.
Oh God,
No, thank you.
is that the same day?
The same day, yeah.
I think I saw that and like didn't even like stop my scrolling. It was just like, oh, what's that? Oh, okay, keep going.
I saw the trailer. I'm like, whoa, a trailer,
I didn't even
I
see the trailer.
and then I just clicked away because I don't care.
You were like, oh, no, no.
Like, oh yeah, they're doing another one. All right.
Oh wait, I don't care.
I guess I'll just watch anything else but that.
Yeah,
So
this to the Oscar-winning whatever it's called, because I think it won like costumes.
I don't think it won anything.
I'm pretty,
2016.
yeah,
Sixteen.
I'm pretty sure it won costumes.
Oh no! Why? Oh.
And, and it was like
Oh.
it was the same night. I think Suicide Squad won makeup. And it was like,
Oh no!
I mean, just goes to show like if they're awarding best makeup, like that's what they're awarding. They know what each award is. So
I did not like Fantastic Beasts, dude. I thought that was one of the most boring and pointless films I've ever seen.
uh I can barely even remember it, which probably goes to show that it was also bad. Oh, I remember Colin Farrell was great.
He was
Great
the
for
best part, and then they replaced him with
and then he,
Depp.
he turned into Johnny Depp, and I was like, where did Colin Farrell go? Why is Johnny Depp here?
It's
Different.
like, oh, you have, one of the most underrated people on the face of the planet, and then there's a, nah, let's just get Johnny Depp. He's weird. Like, fuck you. Just fuck.
At least they didn't try to. At least they didn't use Johnny Depp to try to sell the movie, like certain other franchises have done. Sony Blade Runner 2049. Because that just would have been terrible. But
To continue on, though, my next movie opens up on November 2nd, and that's Bohemian Rhapsody.
all right,
Did you have that on there or no?
not on my list.
So, I am a Queen fan. I'm not gonna say I've listened to every single album, but what I have heard, I love Freddie Mercury. I think Freddie Mercury is an incredibly interesting and complex human being that I've been waiting for a Freddie Mercury movie to come out for years now. For the longest time, Sacha Baron Cohen was signed on to play Freddie Mercury. He dropped out because they didn't want the film R-rated, and they replaced with Mr. Robot. What's the guy's name? Rami Malek.
Malik.
The dude looks exactly like Freddie Mercury. I will not take. He looks exactly like Freddie Mercury, and that's. I saw the first trailer, and I thought to myself, this looks intriguing. I want it to be great, but I don't think it will. But I still wanted to talk about Bohemian Rhapsody.
Okay. Um, if I can give like a 5 second interruption, the trailer for If Beale Street Could Talk like just dropped,
For
or at
what?
least I'm just seeing it now for Barry Jenkins's new movie. I don't know if that's gonna be on your list, but
That
anyway.
actually reminds me. Him and Damien are probably gonna go head to head once again at the
Yeah,
year.
that's gonna be interesting.
Hopefully, Damien be like, no, 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 I won Best Picture this time.
I was actually like, I would not be surprised if First Man gets picture, and well, actually, I'd be very surprised if First Man gets picture, but I wouldn't be surprised if Beale Street gets director. But anyway, back to Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yep. What are your thoughts?
Um, I'm probably not as big of a Queen fan as you are. Like I know them basically like for their more famous songs, like uh, like obviously Bohemian Rhapsody, We Are the Champions or whatever it's called, like Depression, like all
Bohemian
that stuff.
Rhapsody is actually one of my all-time favorite songs. Just a fun fact.
Oh yeah, it's like I mean it's one of the most original songs you're ever gonna hear,
Yeah.
and like that type of music will like never be like duplicated. Which obviously speaking as like a like very low key fan, I like have no idea what I'm even talking about. But anyway, to the movie, yeah. Wait, was this the movie where there was some like drama behind the scenes with?
Right.
Because I know Bryan Singer has had some sort of like controversies like happening with something.
He got
But
fired from the film as a director because the studio wouldn't let him take care of his sick mother, and then the cinematographer had to finish shooting the last couple days or week or whatever. Really stupid stuff.
yeah, I mean, I'm looking at IMDb and it does say director Bryan Singer, so I'm assuming there's maybe like one scene that was not directed by him.
Yeah. And Bryan Singer is another aspect to why I'm excited because I know he's most known for his X-Men stuff, but when you watch a movie like The Usual Suspects, you realize this dude has talent. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that there were a lot. The cinematography looks incredible. What I've seen, like certain shots in the trailer, whether you see the performance at Live Aid and certain shots of like the drums and them performing, it looks visually amazing. The one thing concerning me is that from what I know, they're not gonna delve into him as a homosexual, and that is such a big part of who Freddie Mercury was. That I feel like that's gonna be very. I think it's gonna detract from the film as a whole because it's like I don't know, like you have, let's say you're Prince Zuko from Avatar, and you make a movie about Prince Zuko, but you don't put the scar on his face. That's such a big aspect of who the character is. You just can't simply do without, you know?
Yeah.
As I compare
Not.
Mercury to
I
Zuko.
was gonna say as you compare like homosexuality to like a scar on your face, but what's wrong? Robbie's a homophobe.
Yeah, definitely homophobe. Oh yeah. Face Donald Trump.
Yes, build the wall.
Built the wall, how like they can, dig under it.
Yes.
let's not get into
or
politics.
just
So
climb over it. But anyways, yeah. As far as like what the movie's gonna focus on, apparently um like the band Queen, like the members that are still around, I heard sort of disapproved of this movie because it's gonna be more focused on him and less focused on them as a group.
I
And they're like,
know
and they're mad because they're like, we were part of Queen too. It wasn't just Freddie. And
the original.
yes,
One of the
no
reasons
one's
why Sacha
denying
Baron Cohen dropped out was they're gonna have him die halfway through the movie, and then focus on the other members for how they were dealing with it.
it's a fucking Freddie Mercury biopic. That's what it is. Like
And like,
surely the band will be involved, but it's a Freddie Mercury biopic.
and
Like
I'm sorry to Brian May, you're a good guitarist. The only reason you had success is because of Freddie Mercury.
yeah,
If you didn't have Freddie Mercury, no one would give a crap about Queen. Because after Freddie Mercury died, you guys might as well have just died. Because the only saving grace you have is that you have Adam Lambert touring with you. And once Adam Lambert gets tired, you're done again. You're done again. But yeah, no. Like I said, I am really worried this movie will not live up to my expectations because I feel like a true and honest Freddie Mercury biopic could be great. But I'm not sure if this is going to be the movie that completely delivers on it. And I will be vastly disappointed if that's the case.
yeah. It's unfortunate that a movie which is surely like, I mean, I'm not like I said the hugest Queen fan, but I know a lot of people are. So I'm sure there's a lot of people that have been anticipating a movie like this, and it's really too bad that it hasn't even come out yet. And already there's so much like controversy and behind the scenes issues it seems to be going on with it that
I've been waiting for this movie for years. I'm not
yeah,
exaggerating. I've been waiting for this movie for years now, and I feel like I'm gonna be disappointed, but I'm staying optimistic.
yeah,
But
optimistically cautious or
yeah,
whatever the phrase is.
but
Uh,
that was my what, fifth?
Widows was my fifth, so yeah, it must be.
Let me check my 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that was my fifth.
All right. Um, so my sixth movie is a movie that I probably know the least about because I haven't even watched the trailer, even though it has come out
Okay.
intentionally. So this movie is called The Favorite. It's directed by Yorgos Lanthimos, who is the guy who directed The Lobster, and he directed The Killing of a Sacred Deer. I don't know if you've seen either of those.
I it's so I only know the ending to the lobster because my tech teacher hated it so much,
Oh, I think you told me about this.
and
I was surprised.
and I know Killing of the Sacred Deer because you kind of told me about it. At least told me your impression of it. But
Yeah. So both
this
The
is
Lobster, or well, I'll let you.
I'm gonna say that I've never heard about this movie, so this is all you.
Oh, okay. So I'll keep it short because, like I said, I don't really know much about this movie aside from the premise and the talent. Um, but yeah, so The Lobster and The Killing of Secret Deer were both movies where I think it paid off to know as little as possible going in. So I'm sort of assuming that this movie is going to be in the same vein, and that's why I'm trying to avoid spoilers. But yeah, the director I'm a fan of, and then the cast. You have Nicholas Hoult, who is in Mad Max, I think. Well, let me give you the premise. So it's like a historical movie regarding Queen Anne. I guess who's like an English queen. Blah blah blah.
If I'm being perfectly honest, man, like period piece like British films are not my thing.
But yeah, well then you probably won't like another movie that's going to be in my list. So
Yeah,
yeah, okay,
I watched the trailer. I know what you're gonna talk about.
okay. Um, well anyway, yeah, this The Favorite like would normally not make my list, but also it has Emma Stone in it, which is a
Okay.
plus. And then and since it's directed by Yorgos Lanthimos, who makes at least the two of his movies that I've seen are so like weird and different, that I have a feeling this isn't going to be your standard period drama, which is why I'm slightly more excited for it than if it did look like a standard. Like,
When does that one come out?
Oh, sorry, November 23rd.
Okay.
So that was my 6.
All right. So my sixth film is November 2nd, the same day Bohemian Rhapsody comes out. It's a film called Boy Erased.
Did not quite make my list. Is this the
This is the Lucas Hedges,
Lucas Hedges, John Goodman?
Russell Crowe.
Oh, sorry, not John Goodman. Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The young man is being forced into those camps that try to turn you from a homosexual into a straight.
Dude, watching this trailer was just like depressing.
Oh my god, it broke my heart.
I know.
I wanted to cry watching this trailer, and I can't imagine what it's gonna be like watching this fucking movie.
Yeah, if it delivers, which I hope it does. Anyway, I'll let you talk about it.
So the main reason I'm excited about this is first off, the cast is incredible. Lucas Hedges is a guy to look out for at this moment. Whether you're talking about I mean Manchester by the Sea, I mean he was just amazing in Manchester by the Sea. But his small supporting work in films like Lady Bird and Three Billboards really have cemented him as maybe not a lead guy, but someone definitely who can support a film. And I feel like this might be his big step into like the leading man type of role as far as film goes. And I mean, when you have actors like Russell Crowe in there and
Nicole Kidman is the mom,
Nicole Kidman, that's the other one I was thinking of,
who is so great.
and it's being directed by Joel Edgerton, who made The Gift, which everyone loved back in 2015. I haven't personally seen The Gift, but I know everyone did love it. And this trailer, it looks powerful, and maybe the main reason I'm looking forward to it is how relevant it is today, especially when you look at who is running the United States and certain political views they may have. I feel like it's going to be a movie that kind of at least opens the doors to more conversations like that.
Mm. Yeah, to touch on a lot of those things, this is, as far as I know, Lucas Hedges' first time leading a movie. Um, although I have to say, while the trailer was like sad and a lot of it did look good, I think there were a couple of scenes where it looked like Lucas Hedges wasn't bringing like the emotion that it seemed like maybe he should have been.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe it was just like, I don't know what it was, but I was getting some weird vibes from the trailer. But hopefully I'm wrong, and hopefully Lucas Hedges totally kills it in the movie. I would not be surprised if he does, because he's great in everything he's in. And then when you have Russell Crowe and Nicole Kidman backing you up, that's never bad. Joel Edgerton as a director, I don't know really anything about. I also didn't see The Gift, so we will see. And then as far as the subject material, I agree. I think hopefully this movie is a success so that people can sort of have an idea of maybe how wrong they are about having certain views. But
I'm not. I won't get into politics.
yeah.
But yes, I agree.
So best case scenario.
The other thing I don't want this, and I feel like this is a movie that could go into this really bad, is preach the message into you.
Yes, that's I was
Grab you by the neck and start hammering you like you're a nail. That's my only fear with this movie is that please show us the message, but don't bash us about it.
Just what I'll say is just tell your story.
Tell your story. Show both perspectives.
Yes, that's important.
And if you do that, I think you're gonna be perfectly fine.
Like Russell Crowe is the dad who thinks that his gay son needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
Don't make him the villain. Make him the like misguided
I want to
character.
I want to empathize with him. I want
Right.
to feel like where he's coming from. Like, yeah, it's so easy to make those type of characters so demonic and awful, when in reality that's not the situation necessarily. That's not the type of person they are, I should say.
Yep. They just happen to have unfortunate view.
Yeah.
So basically, he needs to be Thanos, is what you're saying.
Russell Crowe needs to be Thanos and boy erased.
Yep. Like he needs to just literally just transform into Thanos.
He needs to
If not,
snap his finger and half of them are gone. But
I was going to see something like that, but I won't.
yeah, that's my number. Was it 6? Yeah, that's my number 6.
All right, good choice. I really hope it's good. So, all right, here's the movie that you're gonna hate. So my number 8, or no, 7. Wait, that was your 6.
Yep.
Okay, so my number 7 is Mary Queen of Scots, which is the just bring this up. So basically, I think this is about Queen Elizabeth, not like the late, not the current
It's
one, but
like
the old one.
1500s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which again, normally totally is not like my cup of tea. But ever since I heard there was going to be a movie where Elizabeth is Saoirse Ronan and Mary is Margot Robbie, I'm interested. I saw the trailer. I don't know that much about the actual history, but the trailer looked really interesting. I think both of the leading ladies look really good. So yeah, not too much more I have to say about this movie. I expect that maybe we'll probably get in picture and probably actress and supporting actress. I don't know how they would split that because it seemed like both Margot Robbie and Saoirse Ronan are both like look like leads, but I really doubt they both campaign as leads because that is a bad strategy. So anyway,
Yeah, it's like when you have a film like Carol that came out a couple of years ago.
yeah,
You have Kate
and
Blanchett in one role and Rooney Mara in the other.
Rooney Mara, yeah,
So what they're gonna do with like Beautiful Boy, Steve Carell's gonna be either the lead or supporting, and then Shawn Mendes gonna be either the lead or supporting. So
I think they have Steve Carell campaigning the lead. Actually, I could probably just look up what
I
they're
think he's gonna
campaigning.
be supporting.
Oh really?
I think gonna push him for the supporting role because like he
I don't know.
necessarily the center point of the story.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. Wait, is that based on like a book?
It's a memoir. Beautiful Boy is,
Interesting.
but we're
Um,
talking about Beautiful Boy.
no,
Talking
yeah.
about this period piece movie that I couldn't give two shits about.
Hey man,
I'm not judging you. That's just a completely me thing. Like when you have this period piece that's set in like the 1500s, during like I don't know the Renaissance or like the medieval times, and a lot of time it's this romance between forbidden love. I can't connect. I understand like the visual aesthetic with like the costumes and production design is probably gonna be high quality. Saoirse Ronan is great, Margot Robbie is great, and I'm sure they're gonna be amazing, but the trailer didn't do anything for me, and especially the subject matter is it's the farthest thing from like my thing. Like I watched the trailer and I kind of thought to myself, "Wow, this movie is screaming, give me an Oscar, me an Oscar already." It's like I don't want to give it to you though.
no, that's best picture is reserved for the Meg.
Yeah, Meg will win Best
Sorry,
Picture.
all your other trash movies just don't even bother getting made. Just wait till next year. Just hold your release till next year. You're not going to beat the Meg.
Yeah, I mean, Boyhood should have won the Oscar for 14 years, but
Oh yeah, I mean, all those movies that came out like throughout the 2000s, like Return of the King,
No Country for Old Men,
No Country for Old Men,
Slumdog Millionaire.
Slumdog Millionaire. Yeah, fuck those movies.
Yeah,
Take
no.
their Oscars away. Give them all to Boyhood.
Yeah. Boyhood should
Because
have won Best Picture. It's the best movie of the 21st century.
I'm pretty sure the reason they gave Birdman the Oscar was because they're waiting for like 2100, where they're going to give the Oscar for Best Movie of the Century, and that's what Boyhood's going to win.
Honestly,
They were like, Boyhood is too good to like the Oscar. Like Boyhood doesn't deserve an Oscar. It's too good for that.
it's going to
We'll
win
give
an
it to
honorary Academy Award for being the best movie ever made because it's Boyhood!
yes,
Boyhood.
clearly better than
Amazing.
trash Birdman.
I'm so happy Birdman won the Oscar that year.
Oh yeah,
So
me too.
won.
God,
Anyway,
Boyhood took 12 years to make.
but yeah, Queen of Scots, that was your number 6?
Yeah, and I do think the subject matter. Like, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be some like war happening in this movie.
Yeah.
I was getting like Braveheart vibes.
Even then, Braveheart is a movie that I understand the love for Braveheart more than I actually like Braveheart.
Yeah.
But
All right.
if we're talking about a movie that truly matters, and a movie that screams me, November 21st, Creed 2.
Oh.
So, it's a sequel to the 2015 film. The first Creed, I argue, is the best in the Rocky franchise. It was the 7th film in the series, and it was one of the best movies of 2015. Hands down, one of the best, not only one of the best movies of 2015, one of the best boxing movies made in recent memory. And obviously for Creed 2, it's that continuation of the story of Michael B. Jordan back. You have Sylvester Stallone. I almost said Russell Crowe. Sylvester Stallone back in the role of Rocky Balboa, and the idea of like him fighting Drago's son sounds really cliche. Like, of course you're gonna bring back the old villain, and he's gonna fight his son this time. But from what I saw in the trailer, it looks like a really good piece that will explore Adonis on a more personal level. Once again, him wanting revenge, him kind of struggling between what's right and what's wrong. Is this fight worth it? How is Rocky gonna interact with him? And boxing movies are my thing. I will see any boxing movie that comes out in the movie theater. I'm just that guy when it comes to that genre, especially that genre in the sports category. But yeah, Creed 2. I actually saw the trailer when I saw the Equalizer 2 last night. Man, I'm so excited for Creed 2.
Yeah, I'm definitely not as big of a like boxing fan as far as movies go. I think I've seen the first Rocky. I saw the first Creed just the one time in theaters, and then I guess Raging Bull and Million Dollar Baby. I think that's it.
Have you not seen Cinderella Man?
Nope, pretty sure I own it and I haven't seen it.
Oh, Cinderella Man is that is so close to a 10 for me.
Oh really?
Cinderella Man is my favorite boxing movie. I think it's one of the most underrated movies of the 2000s.
Oh wow.
I love it. I love it.
I'll add it to my list. But anyway, Creed 2. I don't even think I've seen the trailer for this. I think I probably missed it. Who? This isn't Ryan Coogler, is it?
It Unfortunately, it's not. No.
Yeah, I didn't think it would be. So do you know who's doing this?
I can pull it up in a moment. I think it's like a random. Stephen Capel Jr.
Never heard of him.
Who I guess he made a movie called The Land in 2016.
The Land.
The Land.
Who,
It is
yeah,
being written by Sylvester Stallone, though. I do have confidence in Stallone as a screenwriter as far as understanding this universe and the characters.
yes. He would know better than me, than anyone.
Yeah, he would. I would like to think so anyway. But yeah, Creed 2 and like, am I expecting this to be as good as the first one? No. primarily because Ryan Coogler just knocked it out of the park with his directing style that I think that was far better than that movie deserved to have. And I don't know what to tell you. It's a boxing movie. It's a continuation of Creed. I love Michael B. Jordan in that role, and I just want to see him beat the shit out of Drago's son.
I have a prediction for this movie,
Oh, okay.
which is that it's gonna be like the same as Sicario 2, in the sense that it'll feel very different from Creed, and that you are gonna love it, but that the like critic consensus will be more mixed. That's my prediction.
I can see that because I am definitely in the minority with Sicario too.
Oh, I wouldn't call it the minority. I think like 2/3 probably like it, and 1/3 think it's a
Yeah.
a betrayal. But
Annie, where'd you go?
why'd you have to make?
In.
Why'd you have to go make trash Blade Runner 2049?
That movie sucked.
So boring. Harrison Ford is not even in it till the last hour. I mean, I only went to the movie for Harrison Ford. I mean, let's be real. Come
I
on,
can't
damn it.
believe he didn't come into the movie until like an hour and like 40 minutes.
But can you imagine if you didn't know he was going to be in it at all? Because that was the idea.
I know, I would have been shocked, but holy crap.
It would have been so awesome.
But yeah,
Yeah,
Creed 2. Yeah, hell yeah, Creed 2.
right. So, interestingly enough, I'm pretty sure my next movie doesn't have a name as of yet. I'm pretty sure the official name is Untitled Dick Cheney Biopic.
Dick Cheney?
Who is the vice president under Bush? I don't know if you.
Oh, the okay, here's a story. The only reason I know about Dick Cheney is because Michael was watching a video on YouTube. You know the Wii? You create the characters with the Wii.
Yeah, yeah.
A guy created a character named Turbo Vicky. Like the most weird, awkward creation you've ever seen. And like she like fell in love with Dick Cheney or something. It was like the funniest video you've ever seen. But that's the only reason actually I know about Dick Cheney was because of a Wii video with the name of Turbo Vicky. Oh, I'm uneducated. Okay, sorry, go on.
Yeah. So first, just in terms of like the premise, I'm pretty sure this will be the first time where like the Bush presidency will be explored in a movie, at least one that I've seen. And so,
What about like Frost Nixon? Or didn't Josh Brolin play him in a movie called W?
wouldn't surprise me.
Okay.
But so you don't know anything about this movie.
First first time
All
hearing
right,
about it.
prepare to be amazed.
Okay.
So it's directed by Adam McKay, who did Anchorman and The Big Short.
Okay.
Okay. So Dick Cheney's played by Christian Bale. His wife is Amy Adams. Donald Rumsfeld, which I think was one of his like major cabinet members, is Steve Carell. And George Bush is Sam Rockwell.
Why have I never heard of this movie?
I don't know. It's like one of the movies that's very, very tightly under wraps. Um, like doesn't even have a title. I think the tentative title is Backseat, which makes sense because a lot of people like accuse Dick Cheney of really being the one that was actually ruling the country and sort of telling Bush what to do.
I won't get into my opinion of Bush though.
Well, yeah, I'm just explaining the title.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a couple photos, but I'm pretty sure they're not even official photos. They're just like someone snapped like a picture of like the set and it got leaked. But like just based on the photos, it looks like great. Like
So
Amy
it's
Adams. Like,
so I guess December 14th is the release date. Bill
uh,
Pullman is in this movie and Lily Ray. Oh, Lily Rabe is in this movie.
No, no, that is.
So
How do
I
I know?
mentioned Miss Stevens earlier.
Oh, she's in Miss Stevens. Interesting.
She was spectacular in that movie. She's the only reason I did not turn that movie off.
Hmm.
She was so magnetic in that film. I am wow. Oh, anyway, Tyler Perry is in this, I guess, and wow, that is a cast. That is a
Yeah,
cast.
it's a great cast. From another one of these comedy turned drama directors who did very well with The Big Short.
He got an Oscar nomination for that.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, Backseat, aka Untitled Dick Cheney biopic. Hopefully, I'm looking forward to learning a lot about the historical thingies and
Hmm.
seeing a great cast do some great jobs. And I
I will.
expect Amy Adams and Christian Bale to get nominated.
Amy Adams is long overdue for a win.
Oh yeah,
The fact that she wasn't nominated for Arrival that's a fucking crime.
yeah. I see at this stage, I see her and Margot Robbie going going at it
Yeah.
for the win. Also, I mean, how many times can you say it? Sam Rockwell is playing George Bush? Come on.
Sam Rockwell. He is. I'm so happy he finally got recognition for 3 billboards.
Yeah, me too.
Like, I guess spoiler. He's the only like watchable thing in Iron Man 2 for me. He's
uh,
the only remote reason why I can watch Iron Man 2 and not hate myself.
yeah, Iron Man 2, well, this is not the time.
No,
But yes,
that's
he's great in anything he's in.
yeah. All right, so that was your number 7,
I think that was my 8.
8. All right. So my 8 is a movie that I'm very scared that it won't be good, but I want it to be good. Wreck
Mhm.
2.
Oh, interesting.
So that movie opens up same day as Creed 2 on November 21st. Wreck-It Ralph is one of my favorite animated movies of the decade. If I had to make a top 3 animated movies of the decade, number 1 is Toy Story 3. I mean, Toy Story 3. Next would be Zootopia. And for that third spot, it's either Wreck-It Ralph or Inside Out. I think that the fact that Wreck-It Ralph did not win the Oscar for animated film was a crime, especially when it lost to frickin' Brave. I mean, come on. Brave is easily one of the worst Pixar films ever made, and bleh. Never mind on that argument. But I thought Wreck-It Ralph was a great movie. I absolutely love Wreck-It Ralph, and I saw the trailer and I got an Emoji Movie vibes from it. Have you seen the trailer?
Oh yeah, I saw it before Incredibles 2, and I
Mm-hmm.
was like, what the fuck is this? Which it's funny because I'd seen a meme with like the Cinderella
Yeah.
in it, and I was like, what is this? Is this some like Disney XD terrible like princess movie? And then I
Star
saw the
Wars is in
trailer,
it too, though.
and
Just
I
plugging
was
in
like,
Star Wars.
oh my god, they're like stormtroopers. Like, oh, it
Yeah.
looks so like, I don't know.
I
I
am.
cannot. I don't see it recapturing the fun and magic of the first Wreck-It Ralph.
What did you
And
think of it?
I'm not even the biggest fan of the first one. I think it's fine. It's a good animated movie. I'd probably give it like a 7.
Yeah.
Like it does its job. It's a fun movie.
Yeah.
But
No, like the way it looks like a big promotional piece for Disney, and I think
yep.
the concept of like them going into the internet was great. There were so many different possibilities you could do, and it looks like they're just kind of promoting themselves because Disney doesn't need more money as it is, I guess.
Mm,
And I don't know. It could be. I'm not expecting this to be great. I think that it could be good to meh. You
yeah.
know, like I said, I'm not sitting here thinking, man, how many days until Wreck-It Ralph 2? I'm more like, fingers crossed, please be at least good. At least be good. It's been 6 years since the first one came out.
Has it really been 6 years?
2012. And let me echo, it lost to Brave.
Remember the last animated movie that everyone thought needed a sequel that finally came out recently? That was a great movie.
I mean, it was good for 2 acts.
Yeah, it was fine.
But yeah, that was my number 8, Wreck-It Ralph 2.
All right. So my number 9 is a movie that I sort of mentioned earlier, which is If Beale Street Could Talk, which is directed by Barry Jenkins, who directed Moonlight. Have you seen Moonlight?
No, I still have.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, Moonlight obviously won Best Picture in 2016. It's not as good as La La Land, but what are you gonna do? Moonlight is a great movie. Yeah, I actually got to meet Barry Jenkins earlier this year.
You lucky bastard.
Yeah, I know. And he sort of talked a little bit about this movie, but something actually interesting about this movie is, other than Barry Jenkins, there's not a whole lot more I can actually say in terms of talent, because looking through the cast, there's only one name that I recognize, and that name is Dave Franco, which is just bizarre.
Oh, okay.
Because I would,
Go.
yeah, exactly. I would not, like, if you told me Barry Jenkins was making a new movie coming off of his Oscar win, and you told me he could probably get anyone he wanted in like the lead role. Well, actually, that's not quite true, because I think this was already like in production during the Oscar circuit. But anyways, still, Dave Franco, that just is bizarre.
I liked him in The Disaster Hour, was a good deal.
I mean, he was fine, but he's not like famous.
Yeah.
Apparently, maybe there's like a Game of Thrones actor in there, just like clicking through random people, just trying to know who the hell they even are. This guy was in Deadpool, but I don't remember him. Okay.
The main takeaway for me is like it's gonna be Damien Chazelle fighting with Barry Jenkins again. I think that's really interesting because have we actually? It'll kind of be like a 195 and 2056 rivalry to where there, but they're not gonna acknowledge it's there.
Yeah.
Because they
and
just
then they eventually will like collaborate on a thing, and then finally,
yeah,
like
as like all of like 5 people caught that reference.
yes, that's
If
assuming
that.
5 people even watch the podcast.
Yeah.
So
honestly, I mean, if Miss Luce watches it, maybe she'd be like, "Ha," and then like just thinks, "Wow."
And then she thinks, "Wait, why am I watching this?"
Yeah, well, Miss Luce, if
this.
you end up watching this, thank you.
Oh yeah. I'm shocked that you stick around this long.
Ah,
I don't know
no.
why you would.
No. I mean, this is an awful quality podcast too.
Yeah. And we've already had to like probably cut out like once because of technical difficulties.
Yeah.
It took us like 20 minutes just to start.
Let's not give the entire background drama of getting this video made.
It was like the second week in a row where we came up with a starting time and hit record like an hour later.
Yeah. But yeah, Barry Jenkins movie, Oscar. It's gonna be great.
Woo! Starring the guy who got tricked into making The Room. I don't know his actual name in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Who does Dave Franco play in The Disaster Artist? What's his name?
Greg.
But yeah, Barry Jenkins movie starring Greg. It's gonna be good.
But yeah, all right. Is that all you have to say for that one?
Considering I haven't yet watched the trick. watch it eventually.
Okay. So we're on my number 9 now. I got one thing to say to you, Van. My man, Aquaman.
Oh God.
Aquaman.
Oh God.
So I mentioned it before. This is one of the 3 movies, being Venom, 2, and Aquaman 12. I am far more hesitant than I am excited about this movie. I got a lot of Black Panther vibes as far as the world building to where Atlantis is kind of like the Wakanda of the DCEU. I think that Kate Mara looks she looks very fine in this movie. I can barely hear you, Van.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Let me know.
yeah.
Like I said, it's funny that you keep mentioning that she like looks super fine because I like didn't really notice that about her. But whatever.
But yeah. The main reason I am even remotely kind of looking forward to this movie is James Wan. I think James Wan is a very talented director. And I think he can be a very distinct and interesting voice within the DCEU, and hopefully bring it back. Because let's take a look at the DCEU last year. We had Wonder Woman, which I think is good. I think Wonder Woman is a good movie. It's nothing exceptional. It's
It's by far the best DCU movie. That doesn't mean it's good.
Have
Like,
you seen Man of Steel?
yeah, which is it's been a while since I've seen it. But I
Man of Steel
remember.
is actually really damn good.
How do you think so?
It,
Um,
I did not like it the first time I saw it, but every time I watch it, it gets better.
I think I've only seen it the one time, and I wasn't like, super impressed. Um, but anyway, maybe I need to rewatch it.
Yeah,
But in any case, it's not. It doesn't touch like your average Marvel movie. In my
no,
opinion.
it doesn't. Wonder Woman was good. I like Justice League. It's not anything to sing about.
I haven't even seen it.
If it like my sister, for example, hates Justice League, I understand. I sat back and I had fun for what it was. But Aquaman, this is kind of I feel like the Warner Brothers' last chance to really get things on board. Because like yeah, you have Shazam coming out next year, and you have the second Wonder Woman movie coming up. I feel like if Aquaman bombs critically and financially, the DCU is done. And I feel like Aquaman has enough to offer on a visual and spectacle level that maybe it can be redeemed just enough to be a fine movie.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a lot of thoughts about this movie. Most of them aren't good. Um, I was already not really looking forward to this movie just because of DC's recent track record.
Yeah.
I was, and I mean, an Aquaman movie. I was
Man, I
not
don't know
super
what you're talking
confident.
about. Suicide Squad's amazing.
Oh yeah, I know. All
I
these people that don't
love.
like Suicide are a bunch of snobs. They don't know what they're talking about. Obviously sarcasm, but anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, and then I saw the trailer for Aquaman, and about 3 seconds in, I think I went, "Oh God, this looks so bad." Like one of the first shots is a little kid. Okay, which by the way, I don't know if you noticed this, but like, what percent of Marvel movies start with the main character as a little kid? Can you name a single one?
um no.
No. Okay, what percent of DCEU movies start with them as a little kid? Literally everyone. Man of Steel, Batman
Yeah.
v Superman, Wonder Woman. It's like, why does DCEU feel the need to put in these shit kid actors? It's like, oh, we won't attach the kids unless we show the little shit little fucking kids. Like, no one's gonna like Superman unless we show him as a baby. You gotta hire a little 5-year-old terrible actor to play Aquaman. Like, why? I mean, Shazam at least like that's necessary for his character. And I guess Batman, like you kind of Well, no, they didn't even have to show little Bruce Wayne because everyone knows what happens. Like going into Batman v Superman, I was like, I wonder if like they're actually gonna be dumb and actually show like the Wayne's getting murdered. And I'm pretty sure that's like the first scene in the movie. I was like, oh, okay. But anyways, okay. So what I was getting at is the like first shot of the Aquaman trailer is this annoying looking bratty little kid who's probably like the producer's nephew, standing in front of like the shark tank, and it's like the most obvious green screen. The shark looks like it's out of like a PS2 game. It's like the worst effects I've seen all year, and the trailer does not get better from there. It's
Go
just
on.
so
Go on.
like nothing in this trailer looks good. Like basically at this point, my hopes for Aquaman are basically the same as my hopes for the Meg, which is just give me an underwater battle with people riding sharks and people fighting. Like give me sharks with freaking laser beams on their head. Like that's what I need from this movie at this point.
Wow, that might be one of my favorite rants you've ever done.
It's just so hard to feel confident about these DC movies anymore. Which I guess
Wow.
one reassuring thing is if you look at the DC movies that are like terrible, at least, well, maybe not terrible, but I think like Zack Snyder probably has a fair amount to do with why I don't like a lot of the DCU movies. And if you look at the ones that are Zack Snyder, I think they can be hit or miss. Like I think part of the reason Wonder Woman was at least fine was because Patty Jenkins sort of knows at least what she's doing. Um, and hopefully James Wan can also bring that. I haven't seen any of the Fast movies.
He only
Fast and
made
Furious.
one.
He only did one.
Yeah.
And didn't he do the latest Star Trek too?
That was
Remember
Justin
him?
Lin.
Oh, just something.
Yeah.
Then yeah,
James Wan did the Saw, he's done the Conjuring movies.
I have not seen those, but I've heard those are good though.
Yeah. The
Okay,
Saw is genuinely good for what it is.
all right. Um, well then yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, maybe the effects like weren't finished for the Comic Con trailer, but I sort of doubt it.
I like how I
Because
put Aquaman on my list, but you have far more to say about this than I do.
oh, yeah, I yeah,
Uh,
I was tempted to put this on my list, but anyway, I'll let you talk since it's your movie, but just
I almost
this
just want to
movie
hear
looks
you
like
rant about the Aquaman trailer for like an hour,
I would be happy
and
to.
you just get like the most dislikes on the internet.
Like, this movie just looks like a meme. It just completely looks like a meme.
What's that
And maybe I'll
scraping, Van? What's that scraping sound?
uh oh, that's just my headphones like hitting something. So, sorry.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, hopefully this movie will be great, and I can go back and watch this and say, wow, I was so wrong. Those
I
sharks did not look fake at all. This movie is just fantastic, but I just can't see myself thinking that.
and I know a big like I've argued with two of my friends who read the comics all the time. If you don't stick by the comics, the movie sucks because like Braden hates Thor Ragnarok
Oh, really?
because it's nothing like the comic book, and
Uh,
I
interesting.
think that they should have changed the Black Manta helmet. It looked
Um,
dumb.
yeah, I don't know. I'm indifferent. I sort of appreciate that they're at least trying to go somewhat like they acknowledge how dumb this movie is.
Yeah,
That sort of makes me feel a little bit good. Whereas like something like Man of Steel takes itself so seriously that when it's not like totally like sensical, it just comes off as bad. Whereas I'm hoping maybe for this movie, I think the only way this movie is going to succeed is if it's like just like dumb, knows exactly what it is, big underwater sharks, like riding sharks battle
and
thing.
like Jason Momoa is just walking, I'm going, my man,
Oh man,
my
that's what I want.
man. Oh man,
But I'm just afraid this movie's just going to be a big slog of like Jason Momoa trying to act and just bad effects, and it's just going to be bad. But that's
but
my fear.
we can at least look at Kate Mara.
Sorry, maybe I should have said
But yeah,
actors.
that was my number 9. I feel like we could go about Aquaman for a long time and like not
Like,
the
Kate Mara's not in this movie, is she?
positive light, but that was my number 9.
Uh, um, so my last movie is a movie that I think technically is slated for a 2019 release, but I think I also heard that they might try to release it in a couple theaters. Um, Sort of like you remember when Silence came out,
Yeah,
and it was like 2019, but they tried to release it so it could compete for 20 whatever year it was. But
yeah,
anyway,
that didn't work out well for them, did it?
um, I guess Martin Scorsese has this problem a lot because my last movie is The Irishman, which
Okay.
which is
I'm pretty sure that's a straight up 2019 movie.
that's what I also think. But I like looking online, it says like I think January 2019, or no, one it says February 1st, which I think is early enough that they could like release it in like one theater on December 21st.
I didn't know they were done filming.
They might not be. I don't know. I think this is like the exact same situation that Silence was in.
Yeah, I guess Silence finished like what, November? And then they tried to push for like a December release.
I think it like barely out. I don't know. But anyways, so this movie is obviously directed by Martin Scorsese, and it's basically him putting the band back together again. Is how I see it. So the premise is a mob hitman recalls his possible involvement with the slaying of Jimmy Hoffa. I guess this is based on some true story that I'm not familiar with, which basically seems to be all of Martin Scorsese's movies. Like
In a
Wolf of
lot
Wall
of
Street happened,
ways, yeah.
Goodfellas actually happened, but he like takes really interesting stories of real people that no one's heard of, which means he doesn't have the problem we were talking about earlier, where everyone knows how his movies end, because nobody does.
That's true.
But
Well, The
anyway,
Aviator, but
haven't seen it. Although apparently that just dropped on Netflix, so I have to check it out.
it's good. It drags in the third act, but it's good.
All right. So in this movie, we have Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, Harvey
Yeah,
Keitel.
retirement.
Yeah, to do this movie. And I really hope that he doesn't phone it in. Which how can you? I mean, just look at this cast.
Yep.
Al Pacino, who by the way hasn't been in a good movie since like when?
Danny
Like,
Collins was well received back in 2015.
oh really?
I think he got a Golden Globe nomination for it.
Oh really?
For like best musical or
The
comedy.
last, I think like the only movie that I've seen Al Pacino in since like Heat that hasn't been a total meme is like Insomnia. But
Uh,
anyway,
you didn't like him in Jack and Jill?
I have not seen
Don
that one.
Pacino.
Oh, I've seen that clip. It's
And then he like
stupid.
falls in love with like female Adam Sandler, and they break his Academy
Oh
Award,
God,
and oh, it's bad.
I just cry thinking about like such talent being wasted. It's just a shame.
But The Irishman.
All right, I'm not even done talking about the cast of this movie. Well, I'm basically done. Did I say Harvey Keitel?
Yep.
You also have Ray Romano,
Mm-hmm.
who, from everyone learned, but also recently kicked ass in The Big Sick. Jesse Plemons, who is the like villain in season 5 Breaking Bad.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. I think he also did the recent like Black Mirror Star Trek parody, which I haven't seen yet. And yeah, as far as like actors that I recognize, that's it. But obviously, I can't really say anything about this movie. Like, there's not even like there's like 2 pictures that have been released for this movie. Like,
I
that's
know,
how
I know,
absent.
the struggle this movie is gonna face is the de-aging technology, whether it's there or not.
Yep. Yeah. I hope there aren't that many scenes with it. Like, my hope is that the majority of the movie is them like as they are now, maybe. Because I didn't even know about them doing de-aging. Like, do
I
you know?
think the majority of the movie is de-aging them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like Captain Marvel is putting to de-age Samuel L. Jackson and Clark Gregg.
That's a little bit concerning.
Yeah, cause I'm afraid it's gonna be like Token from Rogue.
Oh, that's just bad.
Yeah, really awful special effects.
I mean, I'm looking at some like still shots of this movie, and they look like there's some old geezers. Well, Al Pacino's like unrecognizable in this picture I'm looking at right now.
Mm-hmm.
If you just look on like the IMDb page, like the second picture, him and Bob De Niro, yeah, I don't know, they look old. So
But yeah, no, I am looking forward to the Irishman because obviously it's Mountain Scorsese, it's him reuniting with his Goodfellas cast, and I mean, it Goodfellas is really solid. Goodfellas is
yep.
a really solid movie, and it's great.
I wonder how
Seeing-
I was gonna say I wonder how Liana feels, or whatever his name is, that he didn't get called up for this movie.
Who?
Uh, like the main.
Oh, Ray Liotta.
Oh, sorry, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
He's like, where's my phone call? I thought you were getting the game back from me.
it's like Scorsese. Yeah, I didn't win the Oscar for. I didn't even get an Oscar nominated for Goodfellas. What the hell? But yeah, no, I haven't heard anything about it being pushed for this year's Academy Awards, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think it's at this point it's like a 50-50 chance. Because on one hand, you don't want to rush it to like because A, even if you release it December 31st, what's the chance that people are going to see it in time? And B, like um, you don't want to rush the movie at the expense of like quality.
I
But on the other
remember
hand,
in 2014, Selma tried going for in the 2014 Oscar run, and I think it got 2 nominations, one for Best Picture and one for Best Song.
yep, I
It was
remember
such a stacked year that I couldn't get anything else.
yep, I remember. I forget the guy's name, but the person that played MLK, I remember.
David Oyelowo.
Yeah, David. Yeah, yeah. Like he got shut out, and a lot of people were upset about that. I think that
Well, I
was the
mean,
Oscars
Jake
too, right?
Gyllenhaal also got shut out, so.
Yeah. So yep. It's sort of one of my pet peeves when people like complain about an actor not getting nominated, but they can't like specifically cite like another nominee that like didn't deserve to get
I
nominated.
know.
Like I know like with Jake Gyllenhaal, like you say, probably who was it that shouldn't have got nominated? Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, Bradley Cooper he had no business being there.
Or just push Steve Carell into supporting and kick out like anybody. Okay.
Yeah.
But
2000. I mean, who was even nominated? I can't even tell you the 2014. Edward Norton for Birdman, Ruffalo for Foxcatcher, the Ethan Hawke for Boyhood. Um, who even won that year?
that was 2014.
Yeah.
Oh, that was J.K. Simmons and The Flash.
Then okay, yeah, no one else was gonna win that year.
Yeah.
But
So just, I mean, whoever the fifth person is, we can't even remember them. So clearly they didn't deserve to get nominated. Just kidding. They're probably amazing. But I don't know.
yeah, that's the I.
You could probably kick out Mark Ruffalo if you're just gonna nominate one guy from Fox Country.
No, I think Ruffalo totally deserved that nomination.
But I'm not saying he didn't deserve it, but when you look at like J.K. Simmons and
Yeah.
Um,
Anyway,
anyway,
that that was your last film.
uh, yeah, and I don't have to. Oh, okay. The fifth nominee was Robert Duvall in The Judge, which is a
Oh
movie
God, he
made.
no 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 no. Get him out. Get him out. Get put him on a plane. Fly him to New Mexico. He did not deserve to be there. Get him out.
Did you see The Judge? Because
It
I
is.
forgot it.
Oh, I could say a lot about the judge, but I'm not going to.
Wait, is RDJ in that movie?
Yep,
Some he is. Okay, I know.
Downey Jr. is in that movie.
Okay, then kick out Robert Duvall, put down Steve Carell and Foxcatcher
Yep.
for supporting, put in Jake Gyllenhaal, and then maybe replace Bradley Cooper with Channing Tatum. I haven't even seen American Psycho. I just did not care.
I'd be happy with that. I'd be like, hell yeah. Anyway, my last movie though. Um, so I am 100% convinced this is gonna be the year of Steve Carell. My last movie is Welcome to Marwin.
Interesting.
Do you know? Have you seen the trailer for this movie?
You convinced me to not see the trailer for this movie. Was it you that told me the trailer looked bad, or was that someone else?
What?
Was it you that told me the trailer looked bad for this?
I have not talked to you about Welcome to Marwin.
Oh, okay. That must have been one. I think one of my friends told me that the trailer like halfway through gets like just weird, and I like haven't watched it. But
I love the look of this movie. It's a Steve Carell movie coming out December 21st, and the film basically has him being a victim of like he was like I think he was physically attacked in by Nazis back in World War II, and he's like mentally like scarred. And so what he does is he takes pictures with these like dolls and miniatures, and he uses those photos and those dolls to kind of help comfort his pain and trauma. It's being directed by Robert Zemeckis, who of course made Back to the Future, Forrest Gump, which is one of my all-time favorite movies, and Castaway. This movie, like everyone complains, there are no more original movies in Hollywood. Nothing's original. Nothing is original. Blah, blah, blah. This I have never seen a movie like this before. I have never seen a movie with this type of premise, with this type of execution. It looks fan freaking tastic. I cannot wait for Welcome to Marwin, and I feel like this, along with Beautiful Boy, is gonna cement this as the year of Steve Carell.
he's in the Dick Cheney movie too.
I,
He's gonna have
yeah.
like 3 movies coming out within like a month. It's kind of crazy.
But yeah, well, I highly recommend watching the trailer for Welcome to Marwin. It's such a unique premise, and yeah, like it uses these weird like doll sequences to where they're alive and they're kind of acting out scenes with instead of having real actors, we have like the dolls, and it's such a fascinating looking premise. It looks heartfelt. It looks funny. It looks like it's gonna pull on the heartstring in every way possible. And it's Robert Zemeckis.
Mm.
Like I'm not a huge fan of his like animated work with like the Polar Express. I think he made Beowulf. But when you have the guy who made Forrest Gump, Back to the Future, Castaway, I mean that's something you at least have to look at and acknowledge behind the guy behind the camera, and obviously Steve Carell, who has not disappointed so far in his career, I think anyway.
Yeah. Um, and like speaking of Steve Carell, like usually if an actor has multiple performances in a single year, maybe if only one of them gets nominated, the fact that they did have multiple can sometimes help push them over the edge.
It's like Andrew Garfield had Hacksaw Ridge and had Silence in the same year.
Right.
Then
And I think
Alicia Vikander had The Danish Girl and Ex Machina.
right, and she ended up winning for The Danish Girl, even though a lot of people thought she should have been nominated for Ex Machina instead.
Yeah.
I think just the fact that she was nominated at all, I think the fact that she was in Ex Machina as well helped her win.
Yeah,
So
it
like I could
definitely
see,
did.
so I could see something similar happening, where maybe this movie helps Steve Carell get the win for Beautiful Boy or something like that.
I think he's gonna get nominated for Beautiful Boy, but if Welcome to Marwin is as good as I think it's gonna be, it's gonna help his Oscar chances.
Yeah.
But those are my 10 movies.
All right. Solid list all around.
All right, so similar to the last video, it bronze, silver, and gold. What are your three most anticipated movies of remaining in 2018 that is not The Meg? Because Meg is number one, and if it's not your number one, you're fucking crazy.
Yeah. I mean, like we all know that Meg is my number one.
Yeah.
So let's just scratch that off the possible whatever. Um, so yeah, I've been like trying to scramble this list basically the entire podcast. I honestly do not have like a clear winner, so I
Mm-hmm.
just kind of make something up. So I guess the bronze I will say First Man.
Yeah.
Really for all the reasons I outlined, it's Damien Chazelle, so that's exciting, but it's very different from what he's done in the past, and that's kind of scary. But I think it has a very high ceiling, and I think it could do very well.
Well, it's
Um,
actually interesting you say it's so different because Steven Spielberg had, he was the blockbuster guy with Jaws, Close Encounters, E.T., Raiders of the Lost Ark. And people didn't think he could handle something like Schindler's List,
mhm.
which won him his first Academy Award. So
Yeah,
this could
yeah,
be his kind of Spielberg moment.
I really hope so. So I think a lot of people sort of think that Damien Chazelle is sort of like a hack director,
No, no.
and I think, but like at the same time, I can sort of see where they're coming from because he's only made two movies. Like, yes, they were both good, but they're very unconventional. And I think if this movie succeeds, it'll really like shut a lot of people up about Damien Chazelle.
Yeah.
All right, so my second movie, I guess, is going to be Widows.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah, I mean, like I said, this really could have gone anyway. Um, I think Widows has a lot of potential. Um, 12 Years a Slave is obviously fantastic, and the cast of this movie combined with Steve McQueen, combined with the tension and action that I saw in the trailer, I think will come together to hopefully form a action-packed and awesome result. And my number one quote anticipated movie I'm going to say is Backseat, or the Dick Cheney biopic, which is
Oh, I thought you were
interesting.
gonna say Aquaman. Shit.
I know. I mean, I was gonna say Aquaman, but then I just forgot to put it on my list. So yeah, Backseat. Interestingly, I know probably maybe the least about this movie than any other movie, but if you just told me that Adam McKay was making a movie with Amy Adams, Christian Bale, Steve Carell, and Sam Rockwell, that's basically enough right there for me to put this at number one.
Okay.
And I was considering The Irishman, but I decided not to put that in the medals just because it is 2019 and because it's just, yeah, I mean, it might not even come out this year. And for all I know, the movie's not even finished yet. So,
So my bronze, I'm gonna say is Beautiful Boy. I think that this is gonna be the movie to where people are like, all right, Foxcatcher was not a fluke. Steve Carell is a certified dramatic actor, and I just think that this movie is gonna be worth it just for the performances and the screenplay alone. My silver, as I mentioned, the year of Steve Carell is Welcome to Marwin. I think that this is gonna be one of the most unique movies of the year. I think that it's gonna give me a movie going experience I have not seen before from a visionary master of Robert Zemeckis. And my goal is actually gonna be A Star Was Born. This is the movie I'm looking forward to the most, just because emotionally it hooked me in there. I loved the music. I loved the tone. I think that the relationship between Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga is gonna be great, and I think it's gonna be one of those movies that it's gonna be down at times, but it's gonna be so heartfelt at the end that I want to leave the movie theater feeling happy. I want it to be one of those feel good movies. So, as much as I want to be depressed watching a DC movie, Star Wars Born, hopefully, I'll leave the movie crying happy.
Gives me Silver Linings Playbook vibes.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Which
I know.
I will unabashedly argue it should have won the Oscar for screenplay that year, and the fact that it lost to Argo is a crime against humanity,
Interesting.
in my humble opinion.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
The fact that
take it
that
a
movie
little bit.
managed to balance the weird, quirky dialogue with like the great dramatic moments is like impossible. Like that movie should not even work, but it does.
Yeah. Well, I think most of that is David Melissa. Yeah. And I don't remember who actually won that year.
For what category?
Director.
That was Ang Lee for Life.
Oh, okay. Like, but yeah, well, that's deserving, I guess.
But like that, man, that is our second episode.
All right.
We did it again. So we said we talk about the next idea we've had at the end of this
Yes.
one. This is definitely going to be the most ambitious video I've ever made. So Van is going to be joining me once again with another friend, Brad Garand, and we're going to be ranking every single Marvel Cinematic Universe film from number 20 to number 1 with our personal picks. That is going to be a massive video in the aspect of just length. I'm hoping that we can keep it down to under 3 hours, but who knows? Because I mean 20 movies. Let's say we all talk about each movie for 10 minutes. That's already 3 hours right there.
Yep.
So
It's gonna be a good time.
yeah.
And keep in mind, MCU and Marvel are different things. So we're not gonna be talking about Fantastic.
Oh, Fantastic would be my number one.
Oh yeah. I mean, when I heard that we weren't including Fantastic, I was like, shit, like, what the hell's my number one now?
So I'm curious. Have you been creating your list of MCU films, or do you think you have a good idea?
I mean, I have a list right now. I need to
Mm-hmm.
go back and probably watch Ultron. Maybe a few more, like maybe Homecoming I'll rewatch. Maybe, um, like there's a couple others I've only seen once.
Yeah.
My problem with the Marvel movies is that I feel like the middle is so like similar, like they're all just good. It's sort of hard to rank them. But anyway, I also
Well,
need to see Ant-Man and the Wasp. But
okay, that's you still haven't seen that one.
yeah, I think hopefully I'm gonna see it this weekend.
All right, so I mean, you have like 2 weeks to watch it before we actually make that video. So,
Yeah.
what I've actually found as we're like dragging this video out more, I'm just gonna say, watching the MCU films, there's definitely a bottom tier of them.
Mhm.
There's a good middle. The top 7 for me are really hard to rank. I found that my 7 are like I I I really like to love a lot of these movies in different ways, and like some of them have bigger issues than other ones, but those even though they had those big issues, I still prefer those over the ones that are more solid because while the stuff that doesn't work is there, the stuff I love is so good that it overwhelms other
Mhm.
films. So
Like even the ones that are quote unquote bad, like the ones that are probably gonna fill in my bottom tier, like there aren't any that are so bad that they're a clear like number 20.
oh, for me, number 20 mm,
Oh really?
is like, oh my god, yeah. I mean, I mean, I kind of hinted at it in this video, but yeah, number 20, I have a lot to say about number 20.
I mean, I'm going to assume it's the second movie in a certain trilogy, but I'm not
Oh,
too
yeah.
sure which one.
Yeah.
It could be
No, no,
could be two of those.
I will have a rant about
Okay,
the film. But
probably not a
anyway,
movie I'm going to
guys,
rewatch. But
so like I said, we get 19 views in the last one. If we can get in that realm again, I'll definitely know you guys are interested in listening to Vann and I, or maybe I can bring on someone else just rant about or talk about whatever the fuck we want, pretty much.
mhm. Yeah,
So,
I would